Hello, everybody, and welcome once again to The Brink, the most Brinkaliciously awesome podcast this side of Alaska, I'm going to say, because we're actually still here, believe it or not. Episode 32 of the rebooted, reformatted podcast. And as I mentioned last week, we'll still bring you some of this from Alaska. There is going to be other parts that are from the 50th state. This is the 49th state.
Oh, I was so disappointed you fucked that up.
I really did. To clarify statements said on last week's show, both our listeners were very disappointed that I came up with that. But you hear a voice right now. It's not just me. It's this is an Alaskan.
You're a ventriloquist.
Right. Well, I mean, they can work on radio because, it doesn't really have to be seen that I didn't move my lips. Or
that's true.
I really don't know. You might have heard her last week for a brief moment on a video that was translated into audio. You will see that in the Brink Unleashed 7 coming soon to theatres near you. But her name, to clarify it, is Vicky Artola. Did I say that correctly?
Yes.
I really did?
Yes.
Oh my God, I remembered it. Oh,
yes.
I feel so special. Thank you, Vicky, for joining us.
Yes. I'm actually really excited.
Really?
Yeah.
You're the first person to ever say that to me.
You know, you've been saying that, and for some reason I just don't believe it.
What don't you believe? That
what?
People aren't excited to speak to me, or that they're not excited to be on this show, or
both? I mean, is there a wrong answer here? I'd take the second for 200.
I plead the fifth. Can I just use a very American saying, or?
Yeah, we are in America, so yes.
Are we? Fuck. Oh.
Yeah,
all those
we're
guns were. And
yeah, next to Canada, people forget we're part of the United States. You want to know something interesting?
I always want to know something interesting.
You know what I fucking hate about living here?
What do you fucking hate about living
There's
here?
actually a couple things.
Okay, list them all.
This is they'll come to me as we, Tell.
Well, this is just the intro. We'll do more later. Just enlighten me.
When you order something online,
Right.
they'll be like, "Oh, we ship anywhere in the U.S. except for Alaska, Puerto Rico, and Hawaii." It's
So that's racist against Alaskans, Hawaiians, and Puerto Ricans, right?
well,
Is racist a correct
Puerto
term?
Rico is like a territory, right? But Hawaii and Alaska are part of the United States, so it's kind of utter bullshit that you're not going to ship to me.
So how do you work around that? Do you have to fly to Seattle and
Probably.
just pick it up and
Or maybe just call them and scream at them. I don't know. Or just scream at the computer and be like, well, fuck you. I didn't want your product anyway.
Well, we have that issue in Australia when it comes to postage, because we will be like, fuck, so cheap. This is amazing. It's $10. Postage and handling, $78.50. Because, it's just all the way across the Pacific Ocean.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Life's hard. Life's very hard. First world problems, as I think they say. Is that, do they use it up here? Or?
No, that's totally correct. It really is. Okay. It's unfortunate.
It is. Well, we're gonna be talking to Vicky in this episode. We're gonna be talking, I don't know what the fuck about, because we never know what the fuck we're talking about on the show.
A lot of cunts.
Yes, exactly, because that's what we want to talk about. It's all about the cunt on the brink.
I think so.
Apparently.
Well, you know what? I got told yesterday that that's just an Australian thing, is cunt. Did you say cunt?
Yeah, cunts don't exist anywhere else but Australia. They're nowhere.
What did she say? I was like, I don't even know if I should have been uncomfortable that we were saying cunt so much. Because it's not, we just don't say that here.
Well, you do now, because there's an Australian in your state, apparently. So,
however, she's like, oh, no, it's totally fine. They say that all the time. It's like a term of endearment. Like, oh, okay, I can.
In some context, I in all honesty, I wouldn't recommend you landing in Australia and going to the customs agent, how you going, cunt? You might.
I would get an extra patted down for that.
You might get the glove. 2 fingers or 3, ma'am. It just
randomly selected, right? As they say,
randomly selected.
Can't see the
and then they'll do it, and then they will check all the orifices, and then afterwards they will look at you and go, "Thanks, cunt. Welcome to Australia." They're just doing
That's a good cunt right there.
Literally. We, on that note, we'll come back soon and hear more of Vicky and hear a lot more on a bumper edition of your favoritist, cuntiest podcast in the world. The many parts of the show where we open up that Brink vault and go back in time to bring you something classic from the archives. And this part of the show, we're going to go back and bring you a classic live performance. We're actually really going through these quite well in terms of our history. And going back to 2013 for this one, and a bit of a different one, kind of, for you this time around. This performer is Jacob Cleary. Now, he's a local singer-songwriter with a band called the Midways, and he came in studio and performed their song Never Distant, and there was a bit of a personal connection with Jacob. At the time, he was pretty much my cousin-in-law, I guess, if you want to classify it as that. So, bit of a family favour, I guess you could say, getting him on the show and performing, and definitely a very interesting song that was performed live. So here's Jacob Cleary from the Midways performing Never Distant on the Brink back in 2013.
Never said you would leave him. Never said you would see him. Never said you would leave them. Never said you would leave me. Told your friends that you weren't leaving. Never said that it was easy. Said the truth had two meanings. And you know that I'm not. Gone, never distant. 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 Gone, but never distant.
Welcome back to the Talking Shit About Whatever's On show. That's what we're establishing here. We've still got Vicky right now.
And we still have Ben.
Yeah, sadly. Sorry about that. I mean, most people thought that Vicky would take over the show. But
why is that? Why would I take over?
Because you have a better voice and you look better than I do. So, I mean...
that's not true.
I think it is. I think our listeners can decide that, even though they can't see us. But that's probably a good thing.
Could, add a photo of me, right?
Well, I mean, sure. We need to sell the show somehow. And it doesn't work with my face. So...
Why not?
Well, you tell me what's wrong with my face. I don't know why we started laughing at the same time when we said that. I was meant to be all serious here, like, what is wrong with my face? And she started laughing. Wow. Jesus.
Because you gave me that look.
What's that look?
That you're being cheeky.
Being cheeky.
You're being cheeky. You're not really, you don't have a serious face. You've got a cheeky face.
You have a face for radio. It's beautiful. When I think of my radio hosts, like your face just suits, I hear your voice like, your voice, it's Australian, it's sexy. But then I see your face and it's like, yeah, that's why you're on radio and not on TV. That's how it works. So, this is a part of the show where we decide to talk about whatever we want to talk about.
Yeah.
Alaska.
Yeah.
It's a state, the 49th state.
The 49th state.
So you are...
Do you remember which one the 50th state is?
New Zealand. The one that I'm going to tomorrow. Hawaii.
Hawaii.
I had to ring up a couple of places today in Hawaii just to inform the locals that I'm going there so they can lock up their daughters. But I had to check some of the tours that I'm doing, and they all, they're saying all the Hawaii, aloha and I can't pronounce shit. I'm terrible at pronouncing words that aren't English words. And even then I struggle, really badly.
Really? Because I thought you had a really great accent.
Well, I mean, I have a fantastic accent, but it's pronouncing words that kind of, if you listen to any of the other podcasts available via iTunes, download now, you will hear me butcher names. Like when we did the Olympics podcast, Off the Podium, available via iTunes, right? I just have to tag my shows. It's just, both the listeners to this show might listen to those. We would talk about athletes from other countries, right?
Uh-huh.
And I just couldn't do it because I'm shit.
Because they were French?
Don't fucking bring that up.
I
So Alaska, you are a natively born Alaskan.
Yes, but I'm not Alaska native.
I know the technical.
I know, but they can't see me, so I'm just explaining.
She's very native looking. Headdress, snow,
They don't.
I'm thinking of the different natives. I really am. Wow.
Racist.
Just stereotypes.
Are you talking about maybe
the Indians? What?
Native
I can't use the
Americans?
E word. Eskimo is inappropriate, is it not?
Eskimo is racist. So
Okay, so I didn't want to use that word.
So it's Native Alaskan.
So it's Native Alaskan.
Mhm.
So you're very Native Alaskan. You walked into this with a hoodie with fur on and a dead polar bear.
You mean a jumper?
A jumper. Hey, look at you learning.
I know, right? Educating.
Edumacating.
You've been edumacating.
Edumacated, right. But you were born in Alaska.
Yes.
Lived in Alaska your entire life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds so excited.
Okay. I lived in Bellevue, Washington when I was 2.
Mhm.
So, but I don't remember.
So-
I see photos of it. And I'm like, oh, cool. That was Bellevue.
Now, Washington, for our dumbass Australian listeners, as in the state, not the city. Because Australians get confused about that. They seriously.
Really?
Well, because you've got Washington State and you've got the city, Washington, D.C. So...
Yeah, that's the capital, isn't it?
Yeah, I've been to both.
I've been to both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you a Washington, D.C. fan?
I mean, it's got a lot of history.
Yeah.
I enjoy that piece of it. I think
Mhm.
a lot of shit goes down in D.C.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Dumb cunts. That's what the DC stands for, right? Washington dumb
All those dumb cunts.
You just offend your country. You've got Trump in control. You can't offend America right now, right?
God, don't. Let's
Don't.
Just not.
Don't. Okay, so in all seriousness, all right, Alaska.
Uh-huh.
What is it about this state? Why should people come to Alaska besides seeing your, beautiful self?
Oh, you're so sweet.
Well, I thought you were a tourist attraction. So.
Oh. I like that one.
Hey, you're welcome.
That
Is that
is
a good pickup line?
great pickup line.
Yeah. Did it work?
Did you make that up?
I did.
I'm impressed.
Did it work though?
Color me impressed.
Okay.
Okay.
She blushed a bit.
A little bit.
She did, right?
Or is that my freckles? I don't know.
Well, you got cute freckles.
I do.
You really do.
Fuck, in the summer though, they just.
It's summer right now.
I know, but
Mm.
they just fucking pop. I'm just trying to look
As
for
most men do when they see you.
Oh,
Oh, full of it right now. Look at this.
You're on fucking fire now.
I'm totally
Alright.
getting my cheek kissed at the end of this.
You know what? I wouldn't expect anything less.
Oh, look at this. Okay, stop flirting, Ben, and
Okay,
ask
okay.
a question. Again, I
Am
don't
I
generally
doing it?
flirt with all my guests.
Yes,
Only
you
the
do.
pretty ones.
Okay.
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 Oh, he's doing it again. Shut up, Ben. All right,
Okay.
Alaska, why should people come here?
I love it here in the summertime.
Okay.
We'll
So
start
now.
with that. So now.
Okay.
However, this is a pretty mild summer that we had. Like last year was insanely hot for Alaska.
What would insanely hot be by Alaskan standards?
70 degrees.
So off the top of my
Fahrenheit.
head, that's 20 degrees Celsius, roughly. Because we use the metric
I
system.
know, fucker. We talked about this too.
We did.
It's embarrassing.
But that's the thing that I've noticed about Alaska, and I've been here for a week. So this is a week's worth of knowledge.
Mhm.
Is that there's so many similarities I feel here in many aspects to my state of Tasmania, in the fact that Alaska's not small. Okay,
No.
Alaska's huge, but in terms of the population of Anchorage, I guess it's comparable slightly to Hobart. It's got that vibe about it that it's kind of it's a city, but it's a small feeling city. And obviously it also seems like Alaska kind of gets a little bit forgotten by the
Oh,
what do
yeah.
you call the like? We call like in Tasmania, we call like the main part of Australia the mainland. So what do you call like the 48 states area of America?
Oh, you mean the lower 48?
The lower 48. Okay.
It does get kind of forgotten. I mean, we're connected to Canada, so people are pretty naive. I think when I went to Hawaii one year, someone really believed that I lived in an igloo, and I fucking got to.
But you do, don't you?
And I get from place to place on a sled dog, like,
Right.
and we have polar bears as pets. Like, it was a whole thing.
So people in Hawaii thought that.
Yes.
So okay then, well, what do people think about Hawaii then? Like, because
I
I could
don't
imagine
know.
they would be in a similar boat, like, because it's so.
Oh yeah. I don't know. I haven't asked.
Wow. Well, maybe I'll have to.
Okay.
That's what I have to find out this week. Like,
I know. We should
do they
ask.
have pet volcanoes or something, or like pet beaches? I mean, what is like
don't
something
know.
in Hawaii that's native? Like, do they have
Um,
animals in Hawaii?
I don't
They have
know.
dinosaurs, Jurassic Park. I
Right,
mean,
right. Fuck. That was a great movie, by the way.
the best movie of all time.
Ugh,
Like,
if anybody argues, I'll stab them with the
well,
microphone.
this is why she's my best friend, because like it's
Seriously.
the best movie of all time.
Yeah, it is.
You know.
One of them.
Well, you know.
One of them.
But
There are many.
well, what are
movies.
some others?
See, I don't want to
This is okay. Look, this is from best friend to like marriage material
Okay.
here.
Honestly, one of my like running favorite movies is Silver Linings Playbook. I really love that movie.
I actually really do like that movie too.
Mhm.
That is a good call.
Mhm.
That is a very good call.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I did not see Joy though. Which I
No, well, aren't they very similar? I heard they were very.
I think so.
'cause I mean,
They got the same characters and
Jennifer Lawrence. Oh, look, Jennifer Lawrence. Yeah, cool, Jennifer Lawrence. But like, she's one of those ones I feel that kind of is just a bit over. You're a bit over Jennifer Lawrence now. Like, she was cool for a moment, but now you're kind of like,
yeah, I kind of like her. She's cool. She's
know.
pretty. She's. I feel like I would be able to have a real conversation with her.
Mhm.
Like,
like me.
yes,
Mm.
yes,
Yes.
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 I don't know why I like saying like that. It's weird.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's very weird.
Weird.
Weird. It's so weird.
Hey, look at bears eating a fish. I'm just looking
They
at the
do that,
screensaver.
and they eat people.
It's actually a screensaver on TV. We're not like literally in Alaska, like going, fuck, a bear's eating a fish in
Although
our
we
igloo.
did pretend that we were gonna do that running down the mountain.
We did.
Yeah,
we
but
really
didn't.
should have. We just yelled a cunt
We just
instead.
constant. I know, because we're just
Yeah.
bastards.
Yeah, fucking cunts. So,
So why I stay? I mean, the summers are great. However, it's like, is it still light? Yeah, it's still pretty light out.
so it's
but-
like midnight right now, and it's like,
Mhm, it's still light, but it's
Yeah.
starting to get dark because solstice.
Mhm.
Was, now
Mhm.
we're losing, which means that winter is coming, and
winter is
that
coming.
means I put on 20 pounds and I get depressed and we eat a lot of fucking ice cream. Apparently, we are like. There's a statistic that says that we eat the most ice cream out of all the states, and especially in the wintertime. I don't know why that is.
You know, it's funny because I remember one time in the middle of winter in Hobart, which again, not cold by Alaskan standards,
Okay.
cold by Australian standards. And it was just like, I really want to get ice cream. So it was like really cold. So we went and got ice cream in the middle of the night.
Interesting.
And when I say middle of the night in Hobart is like 8 o'clock because everything closes by like 8:30 because we're shit.
Really?
But
That's like here on Sundays. I mean, half the restaurants are closed, or they close at like fucking, I don't know, 5 or something. And you're like, I'm hungry. I guess I'm gonna fucking starve today unless I want to go to the grocery store and go buy some groceries. Frozen.
What's that place called?
Fred Meyer's.
Fred Meyer. Good bloke, Fred.
Yeah.
Good guy.
Good guy.
Good,
What
no, good bloke. You're going to say bloke.
yeah, bloke.
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 Not British. Bloke.
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 Yeah. So, okay. So, people should come here if they like really long daytime and really long nighttime.
Yeah, I mean, it's more of an outdoorsy sort of place, you know.
Oh, very much so.
Camping, hiking, fishing is very popular. Extremely popular. There's people from all over the world that'll come.
Including
You know,
Australia.
but including Australia.
But I didn't fish.
Yeah. There's a place, you've heard of Fairbanks, yeah?
I have heard of Fairbanks.
So every year they have an ice sculpture contest, right? People from all over the fucking world. Japan, China, Switzerland, like who you can fucking name it. And they make
Azerbaijan.
these-
No.
No.
Okay. Just thought I'd check that.
I don't know. I don't fucking know.
I thought you knew all the countries, but like, you know,
Um,
South Sudan,
only if I look
Burkina
at it.
Faso.
Only if I
Am I
look-
being a dick?
a dick, a real
Dick.
big dick.
Wow. Thank you. You noticed.
Maybe you did. maybe you didn't.
Sorry, yes, ice sculpture in Fairbanks, South Sudanese. Yeah.
And they make these intricate sculptures, right? But it's just crazy that people from all over the world come here for certain, festivals or just like events, I guess. When the river opens up at the Kenai,
Right,
people
okay, yep.
come. I've met people actually from Japan also that are like fishing the river, and you're like, oh, cool, you just came here to fish.
When I was in the museum the other day, the Anchorage Museum, visit it. It's very exciting.
It is very cool.
I was
It
like,
used to be fucking boring as shit.
kind of like our museum in Hobart. They really did it up. But then we've got our other museum, which I was telling you about, Mona, Sex and Death. Like that's even better. But so they had this like a photography exhibition. It was called like I Am Inuit. So it had like all the like the native Alaskans in their everyday life. It was very interesting. And they had this one. I'm guessing it was like very far north, and they obviously still kill whales there. Because they had like chopped up all these little bits of whale, and then they were trading whales with other people because they had to get a certain amount. And there's a big thing in Australia because especially in my city of Hobart, there's the Sea Shepherd. It's like a famous boat where they go out and try and stop the Japanese from whaling because it's all like boo, don't whale. But I never hear people complaining about the Alaskans whaling. So
I don't know if it's different how Japanese and natives go whaling. I mean, the natives have been hunting that for fucking ever, and they use every single piece of the whale.
Whereas Japanese are doing it for research. Quote. That's what they say.
They're probably fucking them.
Well, who isn't? I mean,
probably not the natives.
Well, probably. I saw that photo. If they are, then they're necrophiliacs and whale fuckers. But
I'm probably gonna go to hell if anybody notices I'm on this podcast.
No one does.
That fucking racist bitch.
Well, we've said cunt. We may as well be racist.
Oh, it's true.
It's completely inappropriate. Might get listeners that way.
It's true.
Yeah. Hey, there's those racist cunt fuckers.
It'll be hashtag racist.
Racist cunts. It's the tagline of this show.
And you know what? I gotta be careful that I don't say cunt at work.
Well, why is that? Why is that, Vicky? What do you do for work? You work around.
I work with children.
You do.
I do.
Yeah.
I help the future.
You might have a future in radio. You might be permanent co-host.
I feel like I've been trying really hard. Like, oh, I've got this sultry.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
I think it's like I think it's because I have the headphones on, so I don't want to feel like I'm yelling.
Because you can hear your voice, right? Maybe
I'm lulling myself. I'm turning myself on by listening to myself.
Hey, I mean, if you want the room, I mean, I can go for a walk. I mean, just ignore the cameras, but
whatever. Wouldn't be the worst thing, right? I mean, I've been filming this entire time, so
True.
I think it's because I don't want to sound like I'm yelling. That's like, I remember like my dad. Like you talk to him and it would be like a total normal voice, but as soon as he got on the phone, he was like, "Hello, yes," and you're like, "Fuck, Dad!" Like, what the? I'm like sitting next to you in the fucking car, and you're like shouting while we're on.
Notice on this little box in front of you.
Yes.
All right, this lovely little box. So see these two little red lights here? Yeah. I'm pointing at your box. Is that all right if I point at your box? Yeah. I won't touch your box. I mean, I can if you want to. I'm glad you get that joke. There was somebody I was staying with. It was my friend Kelly in San Diego. She was on Survivor, so she had like this box filled with all these things, and she's like, "Oh, let me just grab out this," and I'm like, "Oh, you're going to show me your filthy box, are you, Kelly?" And she didn't get the joke, and I'm like, "Do you not get the Never mind, but you get it anyway." So if I point at your box, so you've got two red lights on your box,
yes,
and if I all of a sudden speak really loudly, see how that flashes? That means the levels are too high. So clever.
Got it.
See, I'm not used to doing this without headphones, so it's kind of.
You sound perfect.
Oh, thank you.
You sound like you've been doing this for a while.
Yeah, I know, too long, right?
I still got that amateur sound. You know what I mean?
Well, you sound natural.
Really?
I think you do.
Maybe it's just because I just talk and it's not scripted. And
are you seeing me reading off my script here?
We are. We have paper and fucking pencil that we've been
fucking
writing
Jesus,
on.
right? I know, like just going to fucking town. Did I just say fucking Jesus? I don't know.
We are next to a church, right?
What's the
Jehovah's Witness?
Do they believe in? What do they believe in? Who's Jehovah? And why is he a witness? What did he witness? Did he witness a murder?
He witnesses nobody has birthdays and celebrates Halloween and shit.
Why? Is he Australian? We don't celebrate Halloween. Although they're trying to make it a thing, but...
Wait, you don't celebrate Halloween?
Well, it's... they're trying to make it a thing. It's like...
I like how Mexico does it. You
Oh,
know what I mean?
well, I saw the Day of the Dead festival when I was there.
I'm so jealous.
It's pretty... Have you seen, are you a James Bond fan? You know, available 007. It's one of our podcasts. Did you see Spectre, the newest James Bond one, where they had the big street?
Would you hate me if I said no?
Yes. Get out of my Airbnb. That it's not my house. Okay, so we're creating this list for Vicky of things she has to watch. I mean, we've discovered she hasn't seen Crocodile Dundee, which is just racist against Australia.
But I told you I probably saw that a really long time ago.
Probably.
So, because everybody fucking watched that.
Everybody except for Vicky.
Which Vicky must have not been.
Maybe you saw it when you were 2 living in Washington when you can't remember.
Can't remember shit at that point.
So anyway, at the beginning of Spectre, the opening scene is set in Mexico City, and they have like a big Day of the Dead street festival. Now, I thought that was a thing. Everyone thought that was a thing, but they did that specifically for the James Bond movie. But because it was so big, they then did have a real street festival, which I was luckily enough. They did. They stopped living.
They were the deed.
Day of the Dead.
Deed.
Day of the Dead. Again, I'm a fucking Australian woman.
I know.
You're hurting my feelings. So I was there when they had it, the Day of the Deed, and they had like all props from the movie Spectre and shit.
So cool.
So I got pickpocketed that day. I was telling you about that.
Yeah, that's awful.
See. But anyway, yeah. So Australians try to celebrate Halloween. Like you every year around October, they'll have in our shops like
I think
candy.
Halloween is lame. I think Halloween is lame.
You don't like Halloween? No.
No, honestly, I don't really like most holidays. It's just.
What's your favorite holiday besides my birthday?
Madonna.
Oh, wow! Look at you! Look at you!
Celebrate.
Getting to my heart. You know, this is what happens when you tell people you have a gay taste in music and they embrace it, people. All right? Like, none of this bullshit of like, oh, Madonna, she's a fucking old hag. Why do you like her? They embrace it and they make jokes and to like, you know.
I like Madonna.
I've got that wedding ring somewhere which I need to find out which
I really liked her belt buckle when it said sex on it, and she wore those crazy outfits.
The greatest song of all time is "Hung Up" by Madonna.
No, really? That was like circa what, 2000?
2005.
I was about to say 2005, 2004, but I couldn't.
You know what the second greatest song of all time is?
What?
"Blue" by Eiffel 65.
Fuck that song.
Is that a good or a bad fuck this song? You watch your answer right now. You're going to say that.
It's a two-part answer. Can I give the 2 parts? Okay,
of course.
So it's good that because it's catchy, right? And then everybody knows it. So if you were to play it, everybody could fucking sing it. It's like that Gundam Style song. Everybody fucking knows it, right?
Right.
But it's bad because it's catchy and you're like, fuck! It's been a week and I can't get this goddamn song out of my head.
The funniest thing is long-term listeners of this show would know. So in 2015, when we stopped being a breakfast show and we...
Why didn't you bring me breakfast?
Well, is it after midnight yet? Probably. Well, we can go get... Do they have 24-hour breakfast? 24-hour McDonald's in Alaska? Do they have all-day breakfast?
But I don't eat McDonald's.
Well, I mean, they have, like, just pretend it's, like, call it Macca's, or I don't know.
Oh.
Well, I'll make you bacon. I mean, I bought you tortilla chips that are nice with Coke.
Yeah.
As in the drug, and also...
Because we're snorting nacho cheese and cocaine.
Fucking, that's the only way to do it. So we had a goal in 2015 to play Blue 100 times. 100 times across the year.
God.
But then we had to end our show at the end of January. So we had like a week to play it 100 times. And we fucking nailed that shit.
I would kill you.
Well, you probably would, but then you wouldn't be able to do this anymore and you'd have to go back to hanging out with children.
No, because then I would just take over and this is what I would do.
How would you do it?
Kill you or do the show?
Well, I like 2-part answers.
Well, remember I tried to kick you off the mountain.
It didn't work though, did it?
No, I had to change of heart.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it.
Why is that?
Because we were yelling cunts. We like bonded over that.
We really did.
And then you were filming me running down the mountain, which probably looked ridiculous as shit. I was really afraid that I was going to slip because it was raining, and that's like the worst is you slip on the mud and then bust your fucking face open.
But I could have sent it into America's Funny Home Videos and we could have won a lot of money.
Oh. But then the surgery, you know what I mean?
Well, would have paid for it with the money we would have won.
Yeah, but that's lame. I'd like to spend it on something badass, not, hey, I got to fix her face now.
Well, okay, we'll use the money, fly to Australia where healthcare is free.
Oh, that's true.
And then you get to come to Australia.
That's,
And you get to say cunt like it's just fucking whatever.
Yeah, but you told me that I couldn't do that.
Well, I stretch the truth sometimes.
Like your asshole?
Yeah. That's exactly. Whoa.
Sorry. 0 to 60 real quick. I apologize.
That was.
I apologize. So let's change the subject.
How did you find those videos of me? Like, what were you doing last night when you dropped me off?
You know what?
Googled Ben Waterworth and you're like, X-porn.
No, it's because I posted you on Instagram, right? On my Instagram, and
Did.
then someone I did, and then
Did.
someone I did,
Did.
and and maybe I didn't.
Did.
So
Yes.
and someone was like, "Oh my god, I fucking know that guy from somewhere." I was like,
StretchAssholes.com. He's the poster boy.
Oh jeez, and there you were, and I was like, "No,
It's a pretty good video, wasn't it?
way."
You know how much I got money up? I got paid for that. How do you think I afforded this trip?
Well, okay, I'll give you that.
Why do you think I sit in a certain way? Like it just, it's quite uncomfortable after a while.
Did you do like Kegel exercises to fix it?
Of course.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, haven't you done that before? I mean,
Oh, sorry, they can't see. No, I have not. I'm like shaking my head violently, like.
you're like, no, not my asshole. But otherwise, what was the question? What we were talking about? Is that really your laugh?
No, yes, all of them are.
All of them. All of your
I feel
laughs.
like I got like a cackle, or else I'm like Lisa Simpson, which is really embarrassing
Why?
because it's like I sound like Lisa Simpson when I laugh,
Could sound like Marge. That could be worse. You could be like,
or the nanny.
that,
Grant.
from Mr. Sheffield. That's a good show.
You know what? I really like that show. And
She
people
was
used to
out
give me
on
some-
her fanny. When I went to New York, we actually we went to Queens because I'm a queen, clearly. So I like Madonna.
Clearly.
But that was a whole other. I was telling you about my favorite TV show to watch, and so they filmed it in this area. So I tracked it down to film the location because I'm a massive geek. But as we were going out to Queens, I saw the sign that said Flushing. So of course I've got that stuck in my head. She was heading out Flushing's Queen,
Oh my gosh.
She was working in a bridal shop in Flushing, Queens, when a boyfriend kicked her out in one of those crushing scenes. What was she to do? Where was she to go? She's out on her fanny. Now you're looking at me funny.
I'm so impressed.
Yes.
Because I don't even remember that song. I just remember the jingle.
Well, yeah, and it was animated, and
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was.
she was she became like a UN envoy or something to President Obama. She became like she worked for the White House. She did something.
No.
Like she seriously did.
Was she the nanny in the White House?
Yes. She looked after, was it Malia? What were their names? Malia and the Obama children?
They're just the Obama. I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess I should have kept up, but I didn't.
You love politics, right? Who is the president of the United States?
I don't.
You don't want to
Can't even
say.
answer that. I feel like.
Quick, wake up. Who is
I
it?
feel like it's embarrassing. Oh, okay. Is this a?
Kanye West. It's now 2020. He won the election. Anything's possible.
What if like Lady Gaga was president?
Well, I mean, look, seriously, anyone could be president now. There's not even a
Obviously.
question. Bart Simpson could be president. You could be president.
Tupac.
Well, I mean, of course.
It'd be a hologram.
Elvis.
Michael Jackson.
Well, he is the president. He's the king.
He is.
Yep. Who's the Prime Minister of Australia? It's me.
Why
Why do you think I've always got the security following me everywhere?
Why don't you be a prime minister? Why don't you do that?
Because I wouldn't last a week, because that's what happens in Australia. You just lose your job in a week.
Well, then
it's my turn in about 38 days, I think.
Then do that. At least you could say it's off your bucket list, right?
Well, look.
You're like, I ruled one time. What have you done with your life?
The sad thing about the Prime Minister of Australia, the position, is that it's kind of, I feel in America, Trump or no Trump, there's still, I guess, a level of respect for the office, right? Like you call him Mr. President, there's pomp and pageantry, no matter who it is, or he or she. It's 2017. Could be a she. Of course it could be. But in Australia, I've met 3 prime ministers in person. The first time I ever met a prime minister, it was at a cricket match. Don't get me started on cricket.
Well,
I literally walked up to him and I just straight up to him. I was just like, "G'day, Kevin. Can I have a photo?" And he's like, "Yep." Shook his hand, took a photo with me, and that was it. No security. No one stopped me. There was no formalities or anything like that. That's how we greet the leader of our country.
I like that though.
Whereas here, it would be like, G'day, Donald. Everyone would jump on top of me and probably arrest me.
Well, Obama came here, and I think he probably took some photos. And
Did you get a photo with Obama?
no, I had to fucking work.
Oh, really? See, I liked Obama. Obama was cool.
I liked Obama too.
I actually sent about 5 letters to the White House to try and get an interview with him. I just did it purely to get a response. I wanted an official letter from the White House saying, like, fuck off. You can't. But I never got one.
Oh, damn.
I know, right?
I
Yeah.
have a funny photo that I posted of Michelle Obama. I really like it.
Yeah. What
Yeah.
What makes it funny?
I'd have to find it.
Okay.
But while I find it, we can talk about something else.
We've been going for 27 minutes in this segment, so we may as well keep going.
All
So,
right.
what do you want to talk about? What's your T-shirt? Your jumper say?
Pink.
Pink. Is that because it's a pink jumper?
Well, Victoria's Secret. and
Okay.
Their other brand, Pink.
Oh, I didn't. I just thought they made like underwear. I didn't realize they made jumpers.
I mean, yeah. Well, I guess I'm like,
Is this the part where I get really disgusting and say, "What else are you wearing that's Victoria's Secret?"
nothing.
Nothing. It's a shame. There goes that image.
Yeah.
Kind of sad now.
That's what I do. I ruin things.
You did.
Maybe I didn't.
Well, I don't know.
Maybe I did.
Maybe you did. Maybe you did.
We did talk about Flight of the Conchords.
We did. We did.
We did.
We did.
I really liked Flight of the Conchords.
What's your favorite Flight of the Conchords song?
Too many motherfuckers fucking with my shit.
That's a good one. I like
Fucking with my shit.
the hip hoppopotamus.
Oh, that's a good one.
But I also, you know what my favorite one is? Too many dicks on the dance floor.
Oh, that also is a really good one.
Too many dicks on the dance floor.
Too many dicks. Too many dicks.
What was the business time one that was kind of like, it's business time?
Something about when I'm down to my socks.
Yeah.
I know it's business time.
Yeah.
Okay. I found the photo.
Okay. Oh, it's
So-
James Corden.
Yes.
I like
So-
James Corden.
Michelle says, "This is the Oval Office. My husband is in there somewhere." And James says, "Is he in there right now?" And Michelle says, "He better be. That's where he said he was."
That's funny. I like that.
And I said that Michelle Obama is my spirit animal.
And is she really?
You know what? She's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
I think that she just seemed like a very genuine person.
Mm-hmm.
I like the fact she seemed to empower.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate that out of a woman.
Yep.
Because we're not very good at it. So after all this time, we're not very good at it.
So the current First Lady, what's her name? Mahalia, Mahuka, Boogie. Who is she? What is her name? Mrs. Trump.
Yeah, Mrs.
Mrs.
Trump.
Future ex-Trump. They're so getting divorced once they're not president. He's not president anymore. I mean, come on. I think she's the first lady to have done porn, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I'm sure Hillary did, but you know,
It probably was one of those
Seen one of the emails.
backdoor alley. porn.
literally,
Yeah.
you know. she worked for the same website that I did.
Oh, fuck. I gotta get out of here.
I really do love how this podcast has just turned into a certain thing. Like, this is generally a PG-rated podcast, and now you just come here and it's
No,
like,
this is all you. This is not even me.
blame the man.
Let's fucking talk about Alaska then. Let's fucking talk about it.
So, polar bears.
Not here. We
No.
have grizzly bears. We have black bears. We seem to be having a bear problem lately.
Okay.
A lot of maulings. Well, and I say a lot. I mean, there was 2 within 2 weeks or a week of each other, which is a lot for us. I mean,
Okay.
we have bears. We see them. They run away most of the time. I mean, the last time I ever heard of a bear sighting was when I went and hiked McHugh Creek, either last year or the year before that.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a baby black bear running around. So, of course, you want to be careful of that because they don't know if mom's dead.
Oh,
If she's dead. She was dead.
She was
or
dead.
if they just got separated.
Right.
And that's like the worst. You don't want to come between that shit because you'll fucking die.
And did you see it, or have you seen a wild bear?
No. I mean, I have seen a wild bear before, yes.
Okay. So do you play dead? Is that thing a myth or
No, you don't want to play dead.
dead?
You don't.
So when they tell you to play dead, that's
You
bullshit.
usually want to like make a lot of noise and look bigger.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So
I'd have no
bells,
problem.
you have like bells or
Start podcasting.
scream or
Welcome to the brink, everybody. It's a fucking bear. Think that would work?
maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's
Maybe not lately. I mean, they've been eating people.
right. It's a shame.
So the crazy story about that, the kid was 16, I believe, 16 or
As I say
17.
in New Zealand, Sockstein.
Sucks to suck.
Yeah, I know, right?
And he was running, and I believe he called his mother because he knew he wasn't going to make it, and then called his brother, who heard his brother being eaten by a fucking bear. Like, it's pretty gnarly, but
Wow.
yeah, it's no joke. Bears are a real thing. Gotta carry that bear spray with you.
So, that's what I always find fascinating. People always talk about Australia, and it's like, oh, you fucking get eaten by a snake or, spider or a crocodile or a shark. Like, yeah, shit will kill you there, but, like, we don't really have giant animals that will kill you. Like, okay, crocodile's pretty big and
Yeah.
shark's pretty big, but, like...
You have bears.
you-
Moose will kill you.
Yeah, moose.
I mean, I'm, like, trying to think. A lot
Guns.
of things will, like, harm you. Like, porcupines can hurt you.
Mm. Well, I mean, we have echidnas, which are kind of like our porcupines, but they're little docile little bitches. They don't do anything.
Yeah, you see the quills come out, of the porcupine. You're like, oh shit. You know what I learned?
Tell me, what did you learn?
We have owls here.
Really?
I did not know that, to be
Did they
honest.
hoot at you?
Yes, they did.
Okay.
Ooh, ooh. I was camping out of Moose Pass, and I hear this hoo, 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 and I was like, what the fuck is that? Like, shot out of my sleeping bag, like, crackhead stuff. I'm, like, trying to, like, keep everything still, like, that's gonna help me hear better. And I'm trying to listen really hard, and there's a fucking owl. And I was
Wow.
like, what? I had no idea, and apparently we have bats here, too.
That's batshit crazy.
It is batshit crazy.
Well, you've obviously heard of the Tasmanian devil.
Yes.
Yes. So the European settlers called them devils because they scream. So, like, we used to go camping when we were little, and you would hear screaming. And if you didn't know what the fuck that was, it's terrifying because it literally sounds like somebody's getting murdered or something like that.
Why did they make that noise?
Because, I don't know, they do. I couldn't tell you why.
I don't like that.
Don't knock down my smarts. I was being smart for a second.
I didn't like that. That
No.
would terrify me.
But because they're like nearly extinct now, so you don't really hear them that often. So
Okay. Well, I thought that, you would facilitate them so they can stay alive.
well, they're trying.
Oh, okay.
I mean, they're kind of our state's like symbol. What people? That's every time I come over here, and generally I say, "Oh, I'm from Tasmania." The first thing people say, "It's like, oh, that's where you're from, Ben Waterworth, really famous." And the second thing they'll say is Tasmanian devils.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Have you seen our mosquitoes here?
Yes, when we went to Earthquake Park the other day on that tour, there was.
They're like fucking birds. They're
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But-
mosquitoes where you're at?
Oh yeah, so we call them mozzies.
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 We call ours bastards. Blood-sucking bastards.
Dracula.
So, worse than that. I
No.
mean, seriously, I went to Oregon, and there are these little ones flying around. I was like, what the fuck are these little flies? And they're like, no, those are mosquitoes. I'm like,
That's not
what?
a fucking mosquito.
That's not a fucking mosquito. Our mosquitoes look like it's like Popeye. You gave them fucking spinach, but instead they injected them with fucking malaria and like steroids. They're like, what is going on here?
Wow. Cool. So like, Alaska's kind of like Australia then. Everything here can kill you.
It could.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, again, you try to kill me, as we've established.
Yes.
And you still will. I mean, it's been fun
Maybe.
being a podcast host and a radio host. And she's getting ready to choke me. I mean, what else would you like to talk about?
What questions do you have? I thought you had like a list of questions you were going to ask me.
You would think I would, but what are you talking about, like those 40 questions that I suppose we have? I don't have them on me. They're like in my radio book back
Just
home. Do
ask.
you want to pop back home and get them?
Yeah.
I mean, I asked you the 5 questions the other day.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember them?
One of them was about the toilet paper,
Mm.
right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I figured a big one would be do you do over or under?
See, that's a contentious issue. Like that.
I do over.
Yeah, I do over too.
I do over.
Like
I don't like
that's
under. I get pissed off. I start doing this to the roll. I'm like a fucking cat with it. I'm like, where is the end? Especially like in the dark.
yeah.
But do I scrunch it or do I fold
back-
it? I do both.
Back up, dark.
Oh, what?
Well,
What?
it's not a thing in Alaska though. So in summer you're fine.
Okay, well,
But if you like take a dump
Unless
at
you don't-
midday in winter, haven't paid the power bill. It's fucking dark.
well, it could be dark.
We're talking about
It-
dumps again.
I'm talking about shitting.
Nuggets.
Nuggets.
Nugget soup, depending what you want.
Oh,
Shut up,
Jesus.
Ben.
Ben.
You
Ben.
disgusting cunt.
Ben. No, Ben. Stop it, Ben.
Where are you from?
Obviously not. Fucking Australia.
Sounds like New Zealand again.
Ew.
Bean.
Ben.
Bean.
Ben. No, Ben.
So, I think we might have covered everything here. You got anything else to add?
I could talk for hours, so really.
Oh, I mean, by all means, I'll just go to bed. You sit here.
Just sit here and talk to myself. Hi, guys. Ben has left.
Hi, everyone. I'm Vicky.
I am Vicky.
I totally love being American.
I love being an American.
Can.
I can see Russia from my house. I
Hello,
fucking
Sarah.
hate that. Oh, fuck. This is why I don't like politics.
Mm-hmm. Was she actually the governor of Alaska? I'm going to take that as a yes.
There was a point in time where I think that we were very desperate for something, and I don't know what it was.
So before she was like nearly vice president, what was she liked by Alaskans? Like before everyone knew who she was, or was she just kind of there?
Well, okay, so we're very divided. Like if you meet like college students, for the most part, they're pretty liberal, very democratic. But you go out in the fucking hick boonies. Wait, what do you call it?
Bumfuck nowhere.
Yeah, but what did you call it?
Bumfuck nowhere.
No.
Well, I did. You said butt fuck nowhere. I said bumfuck.
I said bumfuck.
I said bum. You said butt.
You said butt.
I prefer bum than butt.
Don't try to twist this, because you're the one who said butt and I said bum, and you made fun of me because I said bum.
You've seen my website. I know about bums and fucking.
No,
so.
you know about butt fucking, about bum fucking.
Anyway, yes, people out in the boonies.
Boonies. But what
There's a trivia one to interrupt you. Very iconic Tasmanian cricketer called David Boone, and we call him Boonie. That's his nickname. So there you go. Boonie.
Boonie. But what was the word that you called your boon when I say boonies here? Your boonies in Australia. What was the word that you?
It was butt fuck, bum fuck, but we say whoop whoop. Did I say whoop whoop?
No.
Whoop whoop.
No.
It's like
You can't be serious. You can't be
are
serious.
you John McEnroe all of a sudden? You can't be serious. Tennis reference?
No.
Well, even more. So they're Republicans.
Yeah, they just they're like, we got our guns and we got our beer, we got our fucking 4 trucks, Chevrolet. You're like, America, fuck yeah,
America,
fuck yeah.
coming a day to say the motherfucking day, yeah.
And it's almost a little embarrassing. You're like, oh, I had this happen to me a while ago, but I got in a conversation with somebody, and then of course it goes to politics, and then they started talking, and I had to just stop and stare at them, and in my head I'm like, please shut the fuck up.
That's what people say when they listen to this show.
I can't. Oh, I'm pretty sure they're saying that because I'm on here.
Before you,
They're probably like, why did you let this girl on here? Like, ooh, you should have kicked her off the mountain.
Nothing else to do, really.
It's about, you could have interviewed anybody.
Could I?
Yeah, just ask
What
her.
about that couple that was having a domestic the other day?
Oh my god. We were
Driving
having
on
a
the
conversation
street.
that Alaska's got a real fucking problem with domestic violence.
You
It really
shouldn't laugh,
is.
that's very
It's
serious.
it's a very serious thing. Very high rates for sexual assault and domestic violence. It's actually insane to me.
I've literally been domestically assaulted and sexually assaulted 5 times during this conversation.
I bet you have.
Yeah.
Bet your ass.
Literally.
So Ben and I.
That's a good way to keep going with this conversation. Just
So-
talking about sexual assault and domestic. Ben and I sexually assaulted and domestically assaulted about 40 people yesterday. It was fun.
Exactly. We made it the papers. It
Yes.
was great. We're hiding out, so this is
Yes.
why we're making this one last
We're in our igloo.
podcast. In our fucking igloo with our parkas
They
on.
rushed from a house.
Oh, fucking polar bears.
They
They're
are,
not-
literally. I'm looking at them. Jesus, they're
know.
going to town.
I know. Bastards. So Ben and I were driving we were going to go. Where were we going?
The mountain?
Oh, yeah, we're going to the mountain. That's right. I couldn't remember if we were going to food first. No, we're going to the mountain.
We got mountain first.
And were we even talking about domestic violence or?
It would. Let's say yes for ironic sakes.
Maybe we're driving and there's this car that's parked totally not where it should be parked, and I was like, "That's really weird. That's pretty much like in the middle of the road. Why is there this fucking Jeep here? We're at the stoplight waiting so we can turn." And there's this couple off to the right, just in the grass, fucking yelling at each other like, "Don't fucking touch me! Get the fuck out of my face!" And Ben and I just like, it was like a cartoon. It was like the mask, the eyes, our eyes were like bulging out, our mouth like dropped down, and the tongue's rolling out,
Yep.
But it wasn't because we see a hot lady. It's because what the fuck is happening right now? I'm scared. What is happening?
And we literally stared. They got in their car and left.
And then drove off. It was the weird. They're like, "Don't get in my fucking car."
Got in the car and drove
And
off.
they got in the car and drove off. And I'm pretty sure we
Probably
drove
went and had
past
really
them.
like good makeup sex and
Maybe.
created another child.
I honestly thought Ben had set that up or some shit for,
Oh,
so.
I did. I did.
You fucking did. You fucking did.
Wow. I really am going to get murdered.
Yes,
it
you are.
seems. So yeah, I mean that happened. We were going to film it, but
Yeah.
I didn't.
But we didn't.
Didn't.
Ben, we didn't.
Ben didn't. I'm really concerned that your accent is really getting too New Zealand.
Uh-oh.
Like it's just.
I mean, I do have to admit I was talking to a New Zealander first, so. Fosh and chops.
And then you find out we're better. So
Socks.
socks, fosh and chops. Socks, fosh and chops on Smoth Street. For some buskets and dop. Buskets and dop. You like your buskets and dop? I've got some chops still. Would you like some chops?
I want some chops.
Pick of the chops. Some crispy buskets.
Socks.
Socks, buskets,
Socks.
fosh and chops. Why are we turning this into the New Zealand hour?
I don't know.
Fucking sheep shag.
Because what time is it? Because it's fucking
Sheep shagger o'clock.
What?
I mean, that's what time it is in New Zealand, I think.
Oh.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, you get a weird time. It's like 00.
It's
004.
24-hour time. Very proper.
What?
I don't know.
Is that like military time?
Totally, because I'm in the military.
No, but don't they do? I don't know.
You don't do 24-hour time over here?
No, we do the.
You have like vegetables on your phone.
I know. I like vegetables.
Cool. I have the CN tower on my phone.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Tell
I
me
like
more.
long, tall things.
I know. You said something about cucumber and lube.
You've got cucumber on your phone.
Do I?
You have. I can see
yeah,
a cucumber on your
I've
phone.
got eggplant.
Whatever floats your boat, love. That's the emoji of the kids, right?
I fucking don't know. I'm only 16. I'm not.
I thought you were 14. You're too old for me if you're 16. Ew, you're like a grandma. Get out. Get out.
You are sounding more and more fucked up. You're not even getting drunk.
Wow.
What is going on?
We might say goodbye to Vicky then.
Why? We're having so much fun.
Well, I mean, you can keep talking if you want to.
Oh,
I mean,
alright. You're probably sick of me talking.
I'm not sick of you talking.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I can talk to you more. I don't have to have a microphone in front of you.
Oh, yeah,
Or do
maybe.
you only want to talk to me with a microphone? Since I press stop, you're like, okay, bye.
Bye. I'm just gonna sit here and talk. Talk. So Alaska,
The last frontier.
the last frontier, the 49th state.
What's the 48th state?
I don't know, to be honest.
Nebraska.
Nebraska.
I don't know.
Trying to make me sound like a dumbass and you don't even know yourself.
Well, I said that fucking Alaska was the 50th state.
You know.
Australia, the 51st state.
I was about to say, what is the 51st state?
It'd be Puerto Rico, wouldn't it? Didn't they just vote to become a state? I saw a news article
I don't know. They probably got denied.
denied. But I think they like.
It's because Trump. He's like,
Well, I think that's the thing. I think they've voted for it before, but America don't want them to be one or something. So.
I don't understand why. Those Puerto Ricans, eh?
Hmm. Yep.
They have nice eyebrows, I think.
That's the first thing I think of when I think of somebody from Puerto Rico.
Well, I mean, they're very well
Eyebrowy.
kept.
Well, what do Australians have nice?
I don't know.
Well, you're looking at one right now. Wow. I don't know.
I don't know.
Nothing.
Like they got beaches. I've never been there. What do you want me to say?
Yeah, me neither. I don't know. It's like they're fucking Australia.
Well, actually, since the photos that you sent me, those are really pretty.
Well, that was just of me, but did you notice in the background? Or
You did look really nice in those photos that you took. Fucking the ones that I took, I was like, wow, look at.
I think you look
camera
pretty
skills.
cute. Actually, a friend of mine. You want to know a true story?
Tell me.
And I'm going to tell this on a podcast. I don't know if this will embarrass you or embarrass my friend. She doesn't listen, so I don't care.
Okay.
So
don't get embarrassed.
we were talking today, and I was just like talking about my time in Alaska, and I was like, oh yeah, I've been hanging out with this girl. And it's like, oh, is that the one from the photo you put on Instagram? I'm like, yeah. It's like, oh yeah, she's really cute. Yeah, she is.
Oh.
Yeah. But then she realized she was looking at like another one of my friends from a week ago, and then she saw yours and like, oh fuck, she's ugly.
Right?
So, yeah,
I bet you did.
It was a bit awkward.
But
But then I realized I posted more.
I'll work on the contour. I'll work on it.
The contour.
Makeup joke. Okay.
Because I get makeup jokes because look at all the makeup I'm wearing right now.
We were talking about all the makeup you were wearing.
Well, are you saying I need it? Are you calling me ugly? See how I do that? See how I like to? This is where you like want to slap me.
I'm just gonna laugh it off and just go. Oh. You wait until this is not recording anymore.
Oh, wow! Let's put a stop then.
You know how
We've actually been going for 47 minutes on a segment. That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Pretty good.
Yeah. You know, an hour and a half.
Do you want to do the closing segment with me? Do you want me to stop this and then you can come back for the closing bit and you can say there's the you haven't listened to the last bit, so you don't know our closing line, but I'll close this bit off. We'll come back and close it, and then I'll teach you our closing line.
Perfect.
Ready?
Yes.
Ready.
Yes.
We already flashed things back, and we're flashing back right now with this segment.
This is like a flashback. This is like a dream.
Flashback about 3 times before I actually even bothered to press that button, so I kind of ruined it a little bit there. But continuing on a bit of a trend here, as we said last week's show, celebrating 10 years since we first started on Breakfast Radio back in 2007 on Edge Radio in Hobart. So we're playing a few of our classic memories from 2007, 10 years old. You can probably tell the difference in terms of the way we were back then. But this was highlights from 2007 from our classic segment, the Friday 5, where basically we came up with 5 things that we felt you needed to know on that particular Friday morning. So the Friday 5 from 2007, let's hear that.
5 in the air, let's do it together. 5 to the side, who cares about the weather?
The Friday 5. I think High Five. I
love it.
High Five are going to come in and perform that live one
They're
time.
great, they are.
Anyway, this week's Friday 5. Now, we were talking a little bit about, you're talking about with John Howard. We talked a little bit about at the start of the show about sort of things that people are trying to say about Kevin Rudd, sort of, whether they're true or not, saying little digging up dirt, as you were saying, Anthony, throwing dirt on people when it comes to...
dirt flinging, mud flicking.
Exactly. And we've got 5 things here that Kevin Rudd is hiding from voters. This is a bit of an exclusive, Anthony, a Brink exclusive that we've got for you here. Now, number 1, he actually wasn't visiting the strip club for pleasure. He was there applying for a job. That's a bit juicy, isn't it? Wow, imagine seeing Kevin Rudd in a strip club. Anthony, you're not giving much work on here. You're just sort of sitting there, not even saying anything.
I'm just reading the next one.
Well, you shouldn't be. You're ruining it for the listeners because they are knowing what you're reading. Number 2, he's pregnant with his brother's girlfriend's uncle's boss's daughter's husband's mother's friend's child. Wow. That's a big scoop.
His brother's girlfriend's
uncle's boss's daughter's husband's mother's child.
I'm trying to work it out.
You're not working it, Anthony, because if you correct me, I will turn your microphone off and deduct about 300 points from you.
No,
I'm not getting it.
It's meant to be a thing from like a Home and Away style soap opera thing, Angie. Just nod and smile and laugh because you find it funny. Number 3, him and John Howard are the same person. They just have different hairstyles. No, I don't think that's funny. Anyway, he stole the cookie from the cookie jar. Well, the audience thinks it's funny. I don't. I mean, so what? Good on him. He can have a cookie. And number 5, his real name is actually Harry Potter.
Did you see that interview that he did when he was standing in front of Harry Potter books?
No.
I did.
I'm glad you did, Anthony. Did you see that interview where he was standing in front of the thing that said ALP? I did. It was great. Andrew, did you see the interview? Do you even know who we're talking about when we say Kevin Rudd? Is he popular in Austria?
No.
Did you just say yes?
Well, I know Xavier Rudd.
You know who? Xavier Rudd. Who's
Yeah. Who's that? You're Australian, aren't you?
that? No. Well, not last time I looked, yes. Who's Xavier Rudd?
A
I meant to know?
musician?
Oh, okay.
Anyway, I know.
Do you know who Kevin Rudd is?
I know who Kevin Rudd is.
Good.
Yeah.
All right, that's all you need to say. 5 ways to celebrate Brinktober. We're going to fly through
The
this really
spelling
quickly.
of Brinktober looks very Germanic.
Does
I
it?
find.
That's fantastic. Is that because of Oktoberfest or anything along those lines? Or?
I don't know, but that is fantastic.
It is, isn't it? It's Brinktastic. Anyway, number 1, purchase a Brinktober t-shirt, mug, hat, or anything else in the huge Brinktober range. Yes, we do have merchandise apparently. Brinktober, you know, love little t-shirts.
You
and
sound
hats.
like you're rushing through this.
I am. I'm not. No, I'm not rushing at all. Anyway, number 2, listen to no other radio show, or watch no other TV show as a tribute to how much you love Brinktober. Except there's no E at the end of that love. Whoever wrote that is slack. Number 3, get a Brinktober tattoo. Anthony and I have already got ours. Angie's got one, and she showed us where it is, and let's just say it's very nice. Question number 4, join the Brinktober Street Festival. That, of course, will be happening every day for the rest of October.
Where?
And, all over Hobart. You can see it right now. See all those
the
people outside?
street festival
Yes.
in every street in Hobart.
Exactly.
Okay.
And you can't miss it. There's just
Okay.
everywhere you
Oh,
go.
look, imagine that.
Painted red, black and white, the colours of the Brink. And number 5, party 24/7 and celebrate till November rolls in. Fantastic. I love that. That was great. 10 points for me. Not really. I can't even speak properly because I'm just rushing through everything. This week's Friday 5 is 5 things to expect if Kevin Rudd wins the election. Now, of course, you know, this plays in perfectly with recent events that have happened. Anthony, what's one thing that you are not listening to?
I know, I completely agree.
What do you agree with?
The Olympics and generating the news.
5 things to expect if Kevin Rudd wins the election. Number 1, the budget will be handed down in a giant G-string. Fair enough. That will be very exciting, I think.
I think you like that one, Benny.
I would. Benny? Sorry?
Ben, sorry, Ben.
Minus 10 points straight off the bandwagon there. Terrible to call me that, Anthony. Terrible. Slack. Anyway, number 2, the federal election will be renamed the federal erection. I don't think we really need to say anything more about that one. Number 3, a lot more than if John Howard wins.
He likes to use humour.
I attempted. The audience wasn't laughing. Should we say it again? No. Kiddies might be listening. Don't want to say it. Let's just refer. I'm just going to say number 2 on the list. See, they remember. Number 4, the Brink is to be prime time on all commercial networks. I like the sound of that anyway. It would work no matter who wins.
I think that would be fun.
Anthony has no idea what I'm talking about. Number 5, the fifth thing to expect if Kevin Rudd wins the election is for his term to only last 3 years because Ben will win in 2010. Hands down, given incentive there. This week's Friday 5 is 5 things not to do on Friday the 13th. Today, of course, being Friday the 13th.
Oh.
Sort of fits in very well with it. We're going to get through this quickly. We need to play some music anyway. Don't start a new job as it will be bad luck from the start. Common sense, really. You shouldn't start a job on a Friday. That's just a rule of thumb. Don't start or end a relationship on Friday the 13th as that will also bring you bad luck. Now, ending a relationship will bring you bad luck, I think, on Friday the 13th. So if you're planning to break up with your boyfriend or girlfriend today, do it tomorrow. Just
do it today.
No, leave them hanging one day because, I mean, you're going to be feeling pretty bad enough as it is. So, or as Anthony said earlier, crappy. That's the word of the day. Sorry, little kiddies listening. Number 3. I think this is things not to do. I should really say that. Miss the Brink, even though you wouldn't anyway, because that always brings bad luck.
Exactly.
And I will be very angry and come knocking on your door at 3 a.m. So if you're listening now, well then obviously you haven't missed it. But of course, if you have missed it this week and you're not listening right now, then expect me to knock on your door at 3 a.m. And I can be in several places at once, so be scared. Number 4, walk under a ladder with a black cat in front of you holding a mirror that you would more than likely drop whilst treading on a line and listening to Delta Goodrum. All things that bring you very bad luck. That's number 4. And number 5, the 5th thing not to do on Friday the 13th is don't go naked. So this is the one day of the year that you are not allowed to go naked because it brings you bad luck.
Something bad luck might happen.
So I'm naked right now. I'm filled with bad luck today, as you've probably heard all throughout the show. But anyway, that's this week's Friday 5. Fantastic.
Well done, Ben. You did a good job.
Thank you, Anthony. For that, I think we should hear the audience. Audience, if I did a good job, cheer. Then me.
There's a reason I feel why that segment died, and it didn't really last that long. 2011, I think we ended that one. For obvious reasons. I don't know if I learnt anything from that segment, and I really don't know if Hobart did anyway. you would have already heard us talk a little bit with Vicky earlier in terms of the fact that part of this podcast recorded in Hawaii. And right now I can tell you that I am sitting in a backyard of an Airbnb in beautiful Honolulu in Hawaii. The final state, the final visit, the final part of my epically long 7-week journey that I've been on over the last, 6.5 weeks, funnily enough. And been here for a couple of days. It's so far been a fairly interesting experience. Started off very interestingly, the flight over here, in the fact that I ended up getting business class from Seattle to Honolulu. You would have heard T-Bird a couple of weeks ago when I was in Atlanta, and as you would have heard her talk about, she's a Delta flight attendant, so having friends in high places, you can of course get some connections there, and she managed to hook me up with some very cheap fares flying Delta. The only catch with flying with Delta on said ticket is you are actually on standby, meaning you are not guaranteed a seat on that flight unless other people don't show up or just other, varying circumstances basically happen. So flying from Anchorage to Seattle, it was connecting before it went to Honolulu. Got on that flight fine, got an exit row, got a nice leg room, pretty much an empty row except for some douchey guy sitting 2 seats next to me, but that's another story. So it was nice. Then Seattle, there was a 5-hour layover, got some lunch, caught up with a friend, just chatted a little bit, and then went to my gate and, fingers crossed that I was going to get on. Talked to the ticket agent. He sort of explained that it, might not look too good. The flight was pretty full, just to hang around and he'll see what he could do. Waiting, and he called up some other people from standby and just waited. Anyway, I got down to me and this other guy basically waiting, and then this the ticket agent was basically like, it's not looking good, just stay there, we'll see what we can do. He was showing us his screen and basically showing us, the situation about how there were some people who hadn't showed up and then they'd checked in and they just had to make it to the gate and blah, 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 blah. Got talking to this other guy. He had been there since 6 a.m. because there was another flight from Delta from Seattle to Honolulu at 6 a.m, which he didn't get on, and he said that this flight that we were both trying to get on was pretty much the last flight of the day, and that if obviously we didn't get on this flight, there was every possibility that we would have to wait till the next morning to get on this plane. So, of course, that wasn't going to be ideal, so waited. Basically, at one point, the ticket agent guy came running up the jetway and basically was like, right, you two are on. So he printed us off both a boarding pass, and we walked down the jetway, and here we go, we're on the plane. Score. However, I look at my ticket, and it says on the ticket, seat 3C. And, of course, if anybody knows, anything really about flights in America, they still, for most flights, will have, business or first class, whatever you want to call it, on most of their domestic flights. So I kind of thought, well, that can't be right. Maybe business class is, got special numbering, and I'm just, right up the pointy end of cattle class. Get on the plane, and I look up and see that there's an empty seat right there in business class, and it's got the number 3C. So that was my seat. So somehow I managed to score business class. The other guy didn't. So you could imagine after he was waiting all day that he obviously exactly wasn't too impressed with that. But essentially, yeah, I got a nice 5-hour flight from Seattle to Honolulu in business class, and very uncomfortable at first, given that I didn't know exactly how to do it. They come up to you straight away, offer you a drink, then they come up to you and offer you food, and it's, you can drink alcohol. It's all completely free, of course. And I had no idea. And, of course, there's a lady sitting next to me, and, could have easily just said to her, like, hey, you guy got lucky, but I didn't exactly want to rub it in because she probably paid hundreds and hundreds of dollars for that flight. And she quite easily could have been very pissed off that I had paid, a very small portion of her flight and lucked into business class. So that was a decent start to the trip, and my Airbnb host was very polite enough to offer to pick me up from the airport for $10, and I mean that was a lot cheaper than it would have been for a taxi or an Uber, so that was very convenient. Obviously, he knew where he was going to, given that I was staying at his house. And then Friday, I went out to the Kualoa, if I'm going to get that pronounced correctly, ranch, which is a very well-known area where they film a lot of movies and TV shows. Over 50 movies and TV shows have been filmed at this ranch, including my favouriteest movie of all time, Jurassic Park, was filmed there. A lot of Jurassic World was filmed there too, so I got to see a lot of sets from these films, and it was quite amazing. Got to sort of choose 3 different experiences, so I did a jungle tour and got to see a variety of filming locations, including the Indominus Rex enclosure from Jurassic World. We drove through that, and then we went up on top of an overlook, like a pass you can see into this valley, and there were these brown tents and sort of these things you could see in the distance, and our tour guide basically pointed out that they were filming Jurassic World 2 there. So that was kind of cool. And then another one of the tours I did was a boat tour, which was very fascinating. I'm not a fan of boats, but it actually was quite fun. Beautiful views, saw sea turtles and just amazing scenery out there on the ocean. And then the final one, of course, was the movie TV set tour, and very amazing, seeing all these sets. I got to go through this massive bunker where they had all the film props and everything, and lots of things from the TV show Lost. Big fan of Lost. And then, got to the valley area where we overlooked before. They have the log from Jurassic Park, the first one, if you remember in the movie when Tim, Lex, and Grant are running away from the Gallimimuses and the T-Rex attacks them, and they have to hide behind that log. I got to stand in front of that log, got my photo taken, and bit of a fanboy geek out moment. But it was a beautiful day, fantastic scenery, as you'd expect from Hawaii, and I guess at the time of recording this, I've kind of chillaxed and just experienced sort of just the neighbourhood around where I'm staying, and went to a botanical gardens today. It was very nice. The weather is quite stinkingly hot, as you could imagine. It's about 30 degrees today, and back home currently at the time of recording this in Hobart. And if you're listening to this in Hobart, you're probably hating my guts right now. But it was a nice balmy 2 degrees at the last time I checked. So you're going to shoot me knowing that I would probably much rather that 2-degree weather. And I'm sitting out here in the backyard and I'm getting eaten by mosquitoes. There's lizards like crawling around me and stuff. It's quite interesting. And it was pissing down with rain all of 10 minutes ago, but I had to go inside. Now it's completely cleared up. So that's Hawaii for you. And the rest of the week, it's kind of, I guess next week, hopefully you'll hear a bit of my experiences, because tomorrow, at least at the time of recording this, I'm doing a city tour of Honolulu and going out to see Pearl Harbor. And then Tuesday, very exciting for me, I'm getting to experience 4th of July here in the US. And never done that before. Gonna see what I can get up to. Gonna go to Waikiki Beach and check out the fireworks display and just, have some fun. So that's Hawaii, the final few days here. And of course, next week you'll hear, hopefully the tail end of that. Might have some guests, not sure. Always trying to find some people to chat to along the way. But we'll see how we go on this epic adventure. And, of course, you're going to see it all on BU7, Brink Unleashed 7 Legacy, which should be coming soon to a computer screen in theatres near you. And there's going to be lots of fun to come when it comes to yet another epic adventure. Time for my favourite segment of the week.
It's that time of the week to play everybody's favourite game show. It's Forget the Lyrics! Here on the Brink on Edge Radio. Over to the studio.
Forget the Lyrics. And we are going to jet back to the year that was 2009. Josh and myself, what are the glory days of Forget the Lyrics before Dakota came around and we really took it to a next level. I think Josh and I, we hit our mark quite well with a lot of our Forget the Lyrics. But this was A View to a Kill, a James Bond song, fantastic James Bond song, Duran Duran, 1985. And we tackled this. We've done a few James Bond themes over the years, and this is obviously pre-007, available now via iTunes. So this is Josh and me giving View to a Kill a bit of a take, and let's see if you enjoy this as much as I do.
Break it down now. This goes out there, all those lovers in the DeLoreans, and the Martys of the world, and the doctor, and the docs, Dr. Emmett Scott, yeah, Meeting you in the DeLorean to go back in time. Gonna reach the 88 miles per hour flux capacitor. Looking there. Wait, what's that there? Is it your mum? When she's in the high school with a cute bum. No, don't look at her. You break something, you might not be born. Gonna make your mum and your dad fall in love. but it's only part 1. And yet there's 2 more to come. In part 2 we go in the future, and part 3 to the west. Yes, my name is Marty. I'm really cool. I'm Michael J. Fox. Yes, I have a disease now, but it doesn't matter, 'cause I'm Marty. Sure, I went back in time. Maybe I wish I really had a DeLorean now so I don't get the disease. That's mean. Alright, Josh, save me.
Nuclear stuff in the Mr. Fusion thing makes the 1.28 gigawatts make us go 88. To the west! Yes, we have got now to forget about Marty's girlfriend. She's sitting on the porch, being in the weird future with Biff. This is why we wanted to go back to 1955. Yes, we're gonna stop it, and then we'll go kill his great granddaddy. Yes, we're gonna stop it. The DeLorean helped us, and now we're going to stop Biff in the future, because we went back in the past. Doc Brown is a weirdo. He's old and likes hanging with teenagers for a thrill.
Certainly fun. It is always fun, and we love bringing them to you. And as always, we've got plenty more of them to come in the coming weeks, because that's what we do for you here on The Brink. Welcome back to the MCG, the Gabba, the Whacker. You wouldn't get that joke, it's a cricket thing. We're getting ready to close this out.
Hello. We're going to read bedtime stories.
Yes.
It looks like we've got some 50 Shades of Grey.
I seriously want to read some of this shit. Hang on a sec.
God. Oh, God.
Just walk with me. All right, come back.
I've never even read that book.
So literally, this Airbnb we're staying at. Well, we're both staying here.
Yeah.
Let's beat around the bush, as we would say back home. So they've actually got some books here that people can.
Right.
So, and we have a copy here of 50 Shades of Grey.
Do you want to read it? Do you want me to read it?
Look, who do you think it would sound sexier with?
I don't know.
I mean,
Right.
to me, it would sound sexier you reading it, but to you, it might sound sexier me reading it.
Should I read from the very first?
No, I think we need to find a sex scene. I mean, that's kind of what people read this shit for, right? Like, I've read bits and pieces of it.
Oh, that is more than I have.
But I can read it, and then I say like, why am I holding this? Oh, you're trying to find it, okay. And I read it from what I read, and I'm like, I used to write better than that when I used to write those type of stories. So, just saying. Well, the vibrator's going off, so she's clearly enjoying it.
Oh, yes.
She's removed the microphone, by the way, because she's really into finding a chapter. We are actually closing this off, but apparently we're going to be reading 50 Shades of Grey. What's his name? Christian Grey? Mr. Grey, The Contract or something. Have you found something good? No? Oh, she's about to sneeze. Bless you. Oh, that was cute. It was like a chipmunk on your arm. She's looking at me now like, fuck you, don't knock my sneeze.
Chapter 7.
Oh, here we go. My favourite. So sultry.
Oh, God.
Here we go.
The first thing I noticed is the smell. Leather, wood, polish, with a faint citrus scent. It was very pleasant, and the lighting is soft, subtle. In fact, I can't see the source, and it's around the cornice. I don't even know what the fuck that is. What is that?
A corner?
Corner?
Oh, cornice. I was about to say, you don't know what a corner is?
No, cornice.
You don't have corners in Alaska? You just drive straight all the
cornice?
time? It's a thing that
it's in a room.
In a room, yep.
In the room.
Yep.
Emitting an ambient glow. Sorry, I didn't mean to sound dumb, but I was like...
Well, I'll Google that shit while you...
I'm like, I don't know what a cornice is.
Sounds like, again, I
Sounds
really...
like something super fancy.
Well, maybe it is, or maybe it's just something, just anyway, according... Oh, hello, that's rude. So sexy, read 50 Shades of Grey to me. It looks like a... What would you say that is? That part of the ceiling? It's kind of got like the bordering on a ceiling, like a column sort of thing. Yeah.
I didn't know it had a special fancy name.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Cool. Anyway,
Anyways.
please continue.
The walls and the ceiling are a deep, dark burgundy, giving a womb-like effect to this spacious room.
So sexy.
And the floor is old varnished wood.
Oh, yeah.
There is a large wooden cross, like an X, fastened to the door. Sorry, I can't take this shit seriously.
This is terrible.
We're talking about wood, you know what I mean? And not even like wood.
You know the background story for this
it's
book,
made
right?
of high polished mahogany. I don't even know. Can I make this sexy? Backstory-ish. I've heard it a couple times.
It was Twilight fan fiction that basically this author wrote this all to do with characters from Twilight, but then it got so popular that they just changed the names of the people and then made it into their own world.
Which I don't understand because Twilight was already a thing.
But you know how like people like say with Harry Potter they like turn it into smut and there's like, you know, all those sex stories about like Harry Potter fanfic. You know what fanfiction is.
Yeah.
Come on. So they did this about Twilight. So apparently there's like a version, like if you change like Christian Grey into fucking, what is he, Edward, and then the chick in it to Belle. I don't watch that. Do you like Twilight? Good.
I watched the first one and I
didn't want to ever live again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's the thing. So yeah.
There are restraining
so
cuffs
sexy
on each corner. Above is an expansive iron grid suspended from the ceiling, 8 foot square at least, and from it hanging all manner of ropes, chains, and glinting shackles.
Oh, shackles.
By the door, 2 long, polished, ordinately carved poles, like spindles from a banister, but longer, hang like curtain rods across the wall. Blah, 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 blah.
Now, remember
blah,
when I said
blah,
to you
blah.
to find a sex scene? Do you ever been told about the birds and the bees here, Vicky? You know what we're...
I just literally went to the middle of the book and just started
Would you like
reading.
me to
Let's
try
try
and-
again.
Okay.
Let's try again.
Okay. I see the word a flogger here.
I know. It's called a flogger.
A flogger?
It's swayed like a small cat of 9 tails, but bushier. And there are very small plastic bees on the end. It's called a flogger.
A flogger, of course it is.
Christian's voice is quiet and soft. A flogger? I think I'm in shock. My subconscious says... Stop laughing! It's not helping!
You know when they say you should watch the movie instead of reading the book?
Well, I just...
Where's the dirty bits?
I'm a dominant. His eyes are scorching gray, intense. What does that mean? I whisper. It means I want you to willingly surrender yourself to me in all things.
This is what we say to our listeners every
I frown
week.
at him as I try to assimilate this idea. Why would I do that? That's what my fucking answer would be. Except I'd be like, why would I do that, you fucking cunt?
Fuck you. I'm not fucking submitting anything,
I'm
you fucking
not doing
wanker.
it. Go make me fucking dinner and then we'll talk about it.
It's the Australian version. You wanker. Fuck you.
Wanker.
Wanker.
No, wanker.
Wanker.
Don't say wanker.
Ka.
Wanker.
Wankunt.
The biggest. Please him. He wants me to please him. I think my mouth drops open. My mouth is dry. I wish I had more wine.
What?
Bitch, I wish I had more wine trying to read this shit.
Fucking hell. Pass me the chips.
The fish and chops.
Fish and chops.
Dude, seriously, this is
I'm a guy. I can find sex. Come on. Give
What?
me some. You take the microphone here.
But you give me a book that I have no... You know what? I bet you can find the sex scenes because you've read this book before.
I really have not. I love the fact that you're like getting on your phone. I'm trying to find this. Our listeners are going, oh God, I thought you were closing this out. Like,
We were, and then you're the one who invited me on your show. This is going to be a thing.
okay, here we go. All right.
Okay.
Here we go. I told you I could find some juicy bits.
Exactly, because you fucking read the shit before.
Do you know how intoxicating you smell, Miss Steele? He murmurs, and keeping his eyes on mine, he pushes his nose into my pubic hair and inhales. What?
No, what? Let me see
Actually
this shit.
says that.
No,
You
no,
don't
no,
believe
no,
that.
No.
It says that into my pubic hair and inhales. What the hell is that? That's sexy.
I flush scarlet everywhere, feeling faint, and instantly close my eyes. I can't watch him do that.
Oh no.
He blows gently up the length of my sex.
Of my
Oh,
sex?
Fuck.
Of my sex.
I don't know what that means.
It's called a cunt, lady. Like, that's what they're called.
I like this. He gently tugs at my pubic hair. Perhaps we'll keep this. Oh, please, I beg. I like it when you beg me, Anastasia. Anastasia.
Don't get too French on me.
I thought that was more Russian. But maybe not.
Oh, true, right, yep. Okay, I'll go there.
Tit for tat.
You didn't say
is
I
not-
groan.
Whatever. I like the tit for tat.
I like I groan.
Tit for tat is not my
Tit for
usual. Tit for tit.
It's a New Zealand version. Tit for tit, I'm big on his dick. 50 Shades of Grey.
Oh, God, this is...
Terrible.
I mean, really, Twilight?
No, it's just
How's
ruined it for
this?
you.
I am panting and vaguely hear the rip of foil.
I want you to read this line here for me right now.
Oh, baby. You would. I love that you are so wet for me.
Thank you. I get excited when I podcast.
He moves his fingers in a wide circle, stretching me, pulling at me, his tongue mirroring his actions, around and around. All right.
Okay, I think we've probably read enough, do you think? Oh, hang on. Let's read this line right at the end here.
Shit, it's my mother.
Wow, that escalated. That's a twist. So what, is he fucking his mother, or did his mother walk in? What's the twist here?
It looks like maybe mom's walked in.
Oh, that bitch. She always does that. When she's pulling at my pubic hair.
Yeah, he's probably watching her son pull at somebody else's pubic hair, and that's
Poo.
just...
Right, so that's 50 Shades of Grey.
50 Shades of bullshit.
50 Shades of Yawn. Chip to tin. And they've made how many movies of this crap? Anyway, so we were meant to be closing this out. We ended up reading Smut. Did you enjoy your experience on a podcast?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's do it again.
Sure.
Again.
Tomorrow. I just won't fly to Hawaii. I'll just
Okay, perfect.
stay here. But the weirdest thing is, by me saying that, I've dated this episode because people would have already heard me talking about Hawaii, even though I've just said I'm going to Hawaii tomorrow. So
Oh, that's true.
I have no concept of professionality when it comes to recording these things. So I don't give a fuck.
You know.
Yeah. So all of our listeners, you know what to do. Subscribe, iTunes, Stitcher,
Do it.
Carrier Pigeon.
I'll fucking kill you.
If you don't,
Fucking
she will
cunts.
fucking kill you, you cunts. Like us on Facebook because we need to be liked. And you can follow us on Twitter, which is the New Zealand, version.
That sounds gross.
Twitter. You
Twitter.
like to Twitter your pubic hair.
What?
Whoa, that escalated quickly. And we're also on YouTube, which is fun. And remember, the Brink Unleashed 7 is coming soon, so you can look out for that, and you can actually see what this one looks like when that
Yeah.
eventually.
In all seriousness, this was really great. I like that. Great humor, great conversation ish. I mean, more ranting than giving actual facts about Alaska.
It kind of went a bit south when we started reading 50 Shades of Grey,
I
but
mean, we could totally redo it again.
well, I mean, this is the thing. Considering this is not live, we could have done this like 100 times over because we just get lazy. We're just like, well, fuck that shit. Like,
Yeah.
that was good. One take
Wait,
wonder.
what's this live?
Oh, we're totally live. Absolutely. Everyone can hear this right now.
Awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well,
But we will be back next week, and sadly, next week mainly we'll be home, which kind of sucks balls. But hey,
it won't be so bad.
yeah, we'll see how that works out. But we gotta close this shit out, and you have no idea what our closing line is. So a couple of
No.
times I've actually managed to get some people in the last few weeks to say it in different languages. Do you speak another language by any chance?
Yes.
What do you speak?
Spanish.
Oh, actually, we haven't had this in Spanish. Are you fluent in Spanish?
No, it depends.
Okay, so our closing line. We've had this said in French. We've had it said in German.
I thought you didn't like French.
Well, look, just it was there.
Okay,
there were
okay.
people
I could sign it probably, but
don't know
they
if that
can't
would
see
come
that.
out. I mean, you could.
You're like, she's not saying anything.
So our closing line is keep sucking those oranges, Hobart, and good night. All right? So keep sucking those oranges, Hobart, and good night. Could you translate that into Spanish? Is it like keep sucking los oranges, el señor?
Naranjas is...
Oh, say that again.
Naranja.
That kind of sounds
Naranja
sexy.
is oranges.
Orange, You sound like you got something stuck in your throat.
Naranja.
Huh?
I don't know what sucking is. Can I look that up? Can I ask a friend? Phone a friend?
Let's Google sucking.
Sucking in Spanish.
This really got 50 Shades of Grey on the mind.
For real. Well, see, this is the thing is that, like, I speak Spanish and I wouldn't... See, it's hard to say that I'm fluent. I hate it when people are like, oh, what's this in Spanish, this English word? I'm like, I'd have to fucking think about it, I guess. But
well, this is what we kind of did with our German speaker recently, because she was fluent in German, but it was kind of a similar thing. Like, she wouldn't have had a fucking clue. So we went to the dear old friend of Google Translation, and we I should really do this each week for me, and then just you can see me butcher my pronunciations.
yeah, you can just write the whole thing in there.
Yeah, Spanish. Okay, here we go. So we're going to do this. So it is keep. This is great radio. This is, again, why, this is whatever.
Oh, yeah, chupando. Okay.
Of course it is. That's what I was thinking too.
Chupando. Duh.
Absolutely.
Eso es naranjas.
Yeah. Okay. Right, this is so good.
Buenas noches.
Okay, so...
Sigue chupando las naranjas, Hobart, y buenas noches.
Oh, that's just sexy. I was gonna say it first, and I was gonna get you to say it, but I'm just gonna get you to say it again. So I will say, keep sucking those oranges, Hobart, and good night. Thank you, Vicky, for joining us on this episode. And
sigue chupando las naranjas, Hobart, y buenas noches.